Hello and welcome to our guided reading session for Tuesday. I'm having all sorts of dramas with technology today. My recording, my videos aren't working at all, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to get through this without it freezing or doing something silly again. So let's see. So for today's guided read, we are going to do what we normally do on a Tuesday, which is something called AR quizzing. Now, your children should be really familiar with AR quizzing and how it works, but I am just going to run through it with you. And the great thing about being able to share my screen with you is I can show you exactly where you need to go on the website and kind of demo it all through with you, which is brilliant. So on a Tuesdays, we do something called AR quizzing, which is where the children read a book and then they do a quiz on it to check their understanding of the book. Your children will tell you all about it. They've been AR quizzing for years. Okay, so AR quizzing is a diagnostic system where children read something called their zone of proximal development, which basically means the books are not too easy for them and not too hard. So for some children, it gives them quite a narrow band to read from, whereas some children, it will give them a much kind of bigger band. It just kind of depends where you are with your reading. Children should know their decimal level. Now, like I said, some of them will have quite a narrow decimal level. So it might be, for example, between a 3.5 and a 4.5. That will give them like their level of what they should be reading. But for some children, I know there's some in my class that have like a huge expanse, like a 4.6 to a 6.8 or something like that. So obviously, if you've got a narrower decimal score, it technically limits what you should read, but more on that later. If you've got a wider decimal score, that's going to cover more books, and I'll show you how to look those up. If your children don't know their decimal score, that's no problem. Just email year5@millbrook.valeacademy.org and I'll just look it up for you and then get back to you. Okay. So how do I find so obviously you won't have your books that you had in school because they're in school, because we weren't allowing you to bring them home, and obviously we didn't know this was going to happen. So obviously you're going to have to go with kind of books that you might have in the house, or I've got some other suggestions of getting hold of books. So for example, I've just found this on my shelf. So it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So say I am reading at a level, say I'm really lucky, I'm in that 4.6 to 8.6 band, and I want to know, is this Harry Potter book here going to suit me? I'm going to show you how you find out. So you're going to go to something called an AR book finder. Now this is going to let you look up the level of the book. What's really important is you get on the right AR book finder. You need to type in AR book finder UK. I've made the mistake of getting onto AR's an American company, getting onto the American site and not being able to find the books that I need. So you just click on that. So it's the top one, arbookfinder.co.uk. And then it shows you that you're going to search for your book. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm a student and I'm checking to see if Harry Potter is suitable for me. So I've searched Harry Potter. And obviously I need to find the correct book, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And you can see just here where it says BL, that's your book level. So Harry Potter is rated as a 6. So if I'm lucky and I'm in the big zone, the 4.6 to the 8.6, yes, this is going to suit me. It's going to sit bang in the middle of my zone. If you don't have books at home that aren't quite in your book level, don't worry about that too much. But this might be a way of, if you are actually thinking about buying some books, just to double check that the books are really going to suit your children and make sure that they're not too easy or too hard for them. So that's how you find the books. Okay, so you do some reading. I finished my book. How do I now quiz? Your children should know how to do this as well. So I'm going to go back onto here. And then you're going to go onto the Millbrook School website, just the ordinary website that you should be accessing every day anyway. What you would do is you'll go menu, pupils and class pages. And then you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of this page here. And here, there's something here that says Millbrook AR quizzing link. You must click on that. It's a new link that we've had since September. So the old link, if you were using it in the last batch of home learning, won't actually work. So you need to click on this. And that is Millbrook's unique login. So your children are going to click I am a student. and then they're going to log in, and they should know their login details. More on that in a minute. If they've forgotten, no problems. And then they will be able to accessing the quiz links from there as they would normally. So let me just show you. So I'm just going to log in. Obviously, I'm not a student. I'm logging in as me. So you'll see lots of different bits and pieces here. And then they will need to go for the accelerated reader. And then they are going to do their quizzing from there. If you have any problems or any issues, or you can't remember how to log in, please just email the Year 5 at Millbrook, and I can phone you and help you if I need to. That's no problem. Okay. So this is help. I don't know my AR login. So kind of common problems in here. So your username is always your first initial plus your surname. For example, if you're Emily, in my class, it's just eMort, and it's all lowercase. The password the children should know. We have been logging in for a long time, since September or October. If not, please email. Remember, the passwords are case sensitive, so they're all in capitals. If you do it in lowercase, it won't work. And if you put your password in 3 times wrong, you will be locked out. Again, if you get locked out, email me. It's really easy process to just unlock you from there. That's no problem either. So how much reading should I be doing per day? So today, what I'm going to ask you to do is, during your guided read session, spend some time actually finding a book that's going to work for you, just kind of whatever you've got in the house, and then read it. So for today, we're looking kind of at an extended read for 30 minutes. What we'd do if we were in school is we'd either be quizzing or we would be doing an extended read. AR works on a system that the children are reading a lot, and it's 20 to 35 minutes daily. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if you break it into chunks, it's not that bad. Basically, in my class, we do all our reading while we're all washing our hands. So it takes some time to wash our hands. So first thing in the morning, we might do 10 minutes. After break, we might do kind of 7 minutes just while we get through everyone. And then after lunch again, when we're washing our hands, we do another section of reading. So actually, if you think of it like that, the 20 minutes isn't so arduous. You don't have to sit there and read for 20 minutes. You can even kind of schedule it into your day. So you could do like, okay, so I'm going to read for maybe 10 minutes in the morning, or I'm going to do my maths and then do my 10 minutes. That's absolutely fine. But your children do need to be reading quite a significant amount each day if they want to progress, and this system is going to continue to work for us. So help, I don't have any books at my AR level. So basically, I've got my Harry Potter lying around at home, but if I'm a 3.5 to a 4.5, technically in AR, I shouldn't be reading it. To be honest, we're in kind of an emergency situation, so I'm happy for you to read whatever you kind of have access to at home, as long as it's suitable. Obviously, you're not going to be probably wanting to read like teenage books or young adult or anything like that. So parents, please ensure that the book is suitable, that they're not kind of borrowing it from an older sibling. If there's a couple of different things that I would suggest here. Amazon used books, you can often pick them up quite cheap on Amazon, or there's a great website called World of Books that is a way of recycling books that would ordinarily go to landfill. So I would recommend both of those for picking up used books pretty cheap. Wantage Library is open for reservations. I've just checked. Unfortunately, Grove isn't. Obviously, I don't want to encourage anyone to leave the house, because you shouldn't be unless it's for essential reasons. But if you happen to be, say, going to Sainsbury's, it might be a time where you can pick up some books from the library at the same time. You do have to have a library card, but you can register online. Reserving books for children is free, and they just get delivered straight to the library. Again, any help you need with that, please email. There's also a free Kindle app that you can just download to your phone or devices, or you can actually use it in your web browser as well. And it does have some free books available in it. Please email me if you need any further help or suggestions, and I will try and help. Obviously, it's really difficult at the moment just to kind of be able to access things, which is annoying. But if you could just spend some time today just trying to work yourself out a reading book, kind of using these criteria, that's going to be really helpful, and that's going to really help your children to progress their reading, even though we're in lockdown. Like I said, any problems at all, because I've whizzed through it quite fast, please email me and I will get back to you. I hope you are successful in finding something to read, and I hope some of you get to quiz today.